Hi, hello. Welcome to the episode of Isaiah's Newsstand. It's your host, Isaiah Edwards. The date is August the 1st, 2023. Hopefully, this episode finds you well, in good spirits, and high hopes. As for me, I'm doing good. I feel like I'm doing better than yesterday. Um, let's see here. I want to start off so I don't forget. I want to start off with my newsy shout outs. I don't want to, I usually like to keep it at the end, but I'm like, hey, if I can remember, let's just do it. I don't want to forget my newsies. I got to show love. All right, so let's just start off right at the top. Stephanie Renee, thank you, Queen. We love you. We stand. Edward McIntosh, thank you, brother. Love you. Hopefully you're doing well, man. Edward Haas, also, the leader of Commander's Conclave. Please go check that out. It is an amazing production. If you are into EDH, Commander, Magic the Gathering stuff, these guys, they get active, they get involved, they get good, fun guests. Also, people like myself, we guess sometimes, we show up, we play we sling some spells. So definitely check that out if you get the opportunity. It's on YouTube, Commander's Conclave. Check it out. Okay, so that's it. We did that. Newsy roll call. Woo 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 woo. Also, someone asked me today, how can I help your project, Isaiah? Because I don't have any money. I see you have a Patreon. That's dope, but I'm broke. And I'm like, you know what? That's okay. I too am also broke. So, you know, you can definitely still give a newsy like effort, which I gotta tell you will probably get you a shout out if if you share my podcast to other friends, either digitally or word of mouth. That's dope. That's crazy. That's big newsy behavior. If you talk to me about news, that's also a big dub. I love that. Like that's the kind of I don't even know the word I'm looking for. Networking, I guess, maybe. I don't know. That really just helps me out where it's like, oh man, this is a dope story. Or it can remind me of like, hey, I should really talk about this because like even my friends, are mentioning it. So like that's a big dub. That's a helpful thing. There's a lot of little ways. Subscribing to the YouTube as well as, any cool comments. I love that. Gush over those. Someone just made a cool comment on the YouTube about the alien, the UFO shit, and I was like, "That's dope." That's like the first normal, real comment I've had in a long time, and I don't even know. Like, I was just so like surprised by that, and not that's the first and only, but still like those kind of comments like really like, woo, get me going. So, okay, all right. Enough of the pre-shilling or the other stuff. Let's see. Let's get back to the me, the real me. How am I doing? How am I feeling on this Tuesday? This Tuesday. Oh, like I said, good. You know how I was telling you guys how fat I was feeling yesterday. Maybe that was the dysmorphia talking. I don't know. Who can say? But I got on the scale for my little weekly weigh-in. The elephant got on the fucking scale, and I was happy. I was happy because I lost another couple pounds. I think I'm sitting at around 272, 273. And it's actually kind of funny. I had gotten weighed the other day, but it was one of those old scales where like the nurse has to like looks like they're doing taxes on an abacus before they tell you your weight. So I just didn't bother to look down at it, and I was just like, whatever, who cares? But I weighed myself. I was like, woo, yay. So, if you're keeping track with the numbers, technically, by the numbers, I think I've lost like over 10 pounds since I started this shit. So, that's a big dub. That feels really good. I've been patting myself on the back, all day about it. That being said, it is one of those weird reminders because it's like, but Isaiah, less than 24 hours ago, you were ready to jump in a vat of acid because you ate CCs. Like, nothing should really have changed here, but you saw a number that made you happy, and now you're like, oh. So I don't know. I guess I'm dealing with that and grappling with that, if you will. But it's a dub. I'm happy. I'm stoked. Um, Trying to think, is there anything else I wanted to talk about or cover? Oh, temperatures. It's kind of a little bit cooler, no? A little bit, hopefully. It depends on where you're listening to this, obviously. But in Ohio, feels like the temperature broke a little bit, so that's kind of nice. At least for now, we'll see. We did just start August, and, they talk about the dog days of August. We aren't through that yet. Or I don't know, maybe I'm getting the phrase wrong. Who cares? Whatever. This whole thing is scuffed. But yeah, hopefully you're staying cool. Hopefully you're staying hydrated. Can't stress out enough. All right, let's see. Let's go ahead and hit this flare up and let's get into some news. Actually, I got to talk about some weather. All right. From from Yahoo News. I'm sorry, it's from AFP, but also Yahoo News. But I actually have to segue here. I'll probably get to the story tomorrow or something. But breaking news: DOJ charges Trump with 4 counts tied to his efforts to overturn the 2020 election. They are just throwing it at my guy, dude. Ugh, and also it is a classic picture of Trump with the with the power fist up. Like, wow, it's such a vibe. It's so distracting. I need to scroll down. But from the AFP, at least 20 killed, 19 missing in China rainstorms. Let's see. At least 20 people were killed and 19 were missing after heavy rains lashed Beijing and surrounding provinces, state media said Tuesday, and downpours that have submerged roads, deluged neighborhoods with mud. And this was Storm Doksuri, a former super typhoon that swept northwards over China after hitting the southern Fujian province on Friday, following its battering of the Philippines. Let's see. Heavy rains began pummeling the capital and surrounding areas on Saturday, with nearly an average rainfall for the entire month of July dumped on Beijing in just 40 hours. So, pretty massive damage that they go over in this article. I just wanted to mention it because I know there's just a lot of weather happenings, and I don't know, this definitely just had a big number, and I was like, God damn, like, as unfortunate it is, I definitely just wanted to, bring it up, draw attention to it. But I will say something that I like, and it's something that you hear about a lot whenever these kind of stories come up, is the resilience of the people. Is that they talk about, like, look, this shit is bad. Like, I haven't seen shit this bad since, like, 2012 or insert year here. And they're just like, but we're going to keep on keeping on, Like, we're going to keep going. Like, we don't have a choice, Like, even if there's mud backed up into your house, like, there are literally stories of people saying, like, yeah, we've been working on it. We took some sleep, we took some rest. We woke up and now we're right back at it, We're going to get back to okay, though. Yeah, and that's all you really can do in the face of these kind of disasters, Oh, excuse me. So I do find that admirable, just not giving up. Yeah, I often, think about these kind of stories, like, how would I handle it? And I'm like, man, I can barely handle if my shit is like $5 from being overdrawn. So, like, I don't know. I would be in the abyss, okay? I'd be fighting. So, also, too, the country is already preparing for the arrival of Typhoon Kanun, the 6th such storm of the year, as it nears China's east coast. So, yeah, that's a bummer. But I figured, hey, we had that. That's hard news. Let's do a little palate cleanser, but also China. And also, this was just such a big, little, cute story. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about it. From Reuters, tourists flock to Chinese zoo to see human-like bear. So, I don't know if you've caught video of this. I would definitely just look up, like, China fake bear. That should get you where you want to go. But visitors are thronging a zoo in East China, Zhejiang province, after a video of one of its bears went viral, with some netizens suggesting she looked so human that she might be a staff member in a bear suit. So there's been a lot of, like, just pictures, a lot of news talk. I've seen, a couple of friends just even sharing it too on my timeline. So I said, what the hell? Let's just talk about it. But visitor numbers at Hangzhou Zoo have gone up by 30% to around 20,000 a day since a video of the Malayan sun bear named Angela became a trending topic on Chinese social media over the weekend. Zhejiang province-based Chow News reported. Now, I think this bear is adorable. Sadly, I don't know. It does look a little maybe thin, but I don't know. I've been to, Cincinnati Zoo, and like I remember seeing the polar bears, and I'm like, why are they green? Like, why are they like covered in green? It's because of like, sadly, the environment that they're in. You're in an enclosure, and I'm talking situation with the polar bear at Cincinnati Zoo. You're in this enclosure. You're not meant to be in this environment. Like, so naturally, you're not going to look at your best. You're not going to look like, oh, I'm a majestic, like, Coke polar bear. Like, you're not going to get that here. And you're not going to get that in, this zoo here in China. So, yes, does a bear maybe look a little off, I don't want to say raggedy. That sounds mean. And I honestly think the bear was cute. Like, and I think the thing that was really throwing people off is, like, the bear was like standing like straight up. It was waving. You kind of look at the neck, and the neck, I guess, was looking weird to people. People on WeChat were talking about it. Also, a big thing of contention was the little booty on Angela. She had a little wrinkly booty, and people were like, "That's just not a real butt. You just look at that. That's not real. This motherfucker is not real." And I personally disagree. I think this is a bit of viral hype. I think people are just kind of memeing a little too hard. But, people have been taking like overnight trips, hopping on bullet trains to like, see this bear because they saw it online and they had to see for themselves. And at least from this article, it seems that a lot of the people who were seeing it just wanted to like maybe be a part of the moment, if you will. And, when they saw it, like, oh, it's such a cute bear. Like, oh, it's so cute to see it. So I did think that aspect was nice. Let's see here. China did chirp up. They made a comment, at least from the zoo. Our zoo is government run, so that kind of situation would not happen in terms of a human wearing a bear suit, because they don't have a bear, I guess. I don't know. But the temperature in the summer is nearly 40 degrees Celsius. So in Fahrenheit, that'd be like 104 degrees. If you put on a fur suit, you certainly couldn't last more than a few minutes without lying down. Now, I'm sure there's some, deep conspiracy heads that'd be like, no way, you could totally do it. I mean, shit, I'm not even a conspiracy junkie, and I'm thinking of the guy, I haven't talked about the story, I kind of let it breeze by me. But there's a story of a guy. He wanted to be a dog so bad that he literally has a dog suit, and it is like a high, like, retail experience dog suit. And I don't want to say that this guy looks like a dog, but if you saw him on the street, you would think that this is like a human dog, like Full Metal Alchemist hybrid thing, but it looks like more like a collie than a human. It's just weird. I don't want to say it's weird. I don't want to yuck anyone's yum. I'm in the weeds here. But that being said, PETA did chirp up too. These highly intelligent and social beings deserve to live freely and thrive in their natural environment, not used as mere spectacles for human entertainment. I agree with Jason Baker, the PETA Asia Vice President. That being said, I don't like PETA that much. Hot take, maybe? I don't know. I never liked their little era where they were like throwing blood on like fur coats and shit. Like, I always thought that shit was weird, and it didn't inspire me to care more about animals or not eat them. I don't know. Maybe this kind of goes back to my like Morrissey meet his murder thing. I don't know. That's a whole other fucking episode, maybe podcast. But yeah, I just wanted to talk about that bear. Yeah, keep doing your thing, Angela. Don't let the haters fucking stop you. You look great. All right, let's talk about. I gave you a palate cleanser, and maybe that's a little too soon because we got to talk about some icky shit. From the Associated Press, Idaho mom Lori Vallow Daybell sentenced in deaths of 2 children and her romantic rival. Also, can we stop and say that it is crazy if you ever find yourself in a situation where you do have a romantic rival? If you have a romantic rival and you are not an actor in like Gone with the Wind or like some crazy old nostalgia movie or something, just chill out. Life's not Casablanca or anything. Like it's not that deep. But granted, the Daybells had a lot of props. Let's just talk about some of them. Idaho mother Lori Vallow Daybell has been sentenced to life in prison without parole Monday in the murders of her two youngest children and a woman she saw as a romantic rival in a case that included bizarre claims that her son and daughter were zombies and that she was a goddess tasked with ushering in an apocalypse. Bitch, you are not a goddess. But we talked about this in May when she was found guilty. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I really just didn't want to cover this. It's something that kind of happened before my beat in the news, And I really was just like, look, I've heard about this in podcasts and shit. This shit is really deep. It's hard to cover and get all the information and really convey it, right? Like, I'm not going to really take you there here, sadly. But it's just too big not to talk about. So I figured, let's just continue on with the chapter. But Vallow Daybell, 50 years old, was found guilty in May of killing her two youngest children, 7-year-old Joshua J.J. Vallow and 16-year-old Tylee Ryan, as well as conspiring to kill Tammy Daybell, her husband, her fifth husband's previous wife, which is Chad Daybell. Vallow Daybell will serve 3 life sentences, one after another, the judge says. Also, she's on the hook for the murder of Chad Daybell's brother, Charles Vallow, I believe. Oh, no. Let's just go ahead and read it. The husband, Chad Daybell, is awaiting trial on the same murder charges. Vallow Daybell also faces 2 other cases in Arizona. One on a charge of conspiring with her brother to kill her 4th husband, Charles Vallow, and one of conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband. Charles Vallow was shot and killed in 2019, but her niece's ex survived an attempt later that year. Vallow Daybell has not entered a plea. So, there you go. Let me correct myself there. But just super bizarre, very macabre-ass fucking shit. I cannot imagine the narcissism it takes to work yourself up into this kind of ideal that not only are you a god, but also that you need to, like, cleanse the world of these, like, demon-possessed zombie people, including your own family members, mind you, and that you are, like, supposed to be bringing about, like, you're like a harbinger of Jesus Christ or something, and you're supposed to be getting all these followers. That was, like, more or less this, like, slapdash cult that these 2 motherfuckers came through and made together. They tried to do a thing where they played off of each other, too, in the trial, I feel like, where they're like, oh, no, it was actually more her, it was actually more him. It's like, motherfucker, it's both of you. You guys are both deranged. You both deserve to go to jail for, like, ever. Like, I know I talk a lot of shit about the prison system, but yes, this is one of those times where I go, yeah, just put them away, man. I don't think they're going to get any better. And I say this, I have to read this quote, because this is where it got me. Like, I mean, don't get me wrong, I've been got here a lot, but, like, hearing her response to this shit, like, her finally getting to have her 2 cents in court. And this is what she says. I mourn with all of you who mourn my children and Tammy, Vallow Daybell said, crying and calling Tammy Daybell her eternal friend. Jesus Christ knows that no one was murdered in this case. Accidental deaths happen. Suicides happen. Fatal side effects from medication happen. She goes on to say, she claimed that she regularly is visited by the spirits of the 3 victims and that the children's spirits had told her to stop worrying and that she didn't do anything wrong. Because of these communications, I know for a fact that my children are happy and busy in the spirit world. Because of my communications with my friend, Tammy Daybell, I know that she is also very happy and extremely busy. That floored me. That fucking floored me. Because to me, there's something about that. Like I try to put myself in like like the family shoes here. The grandparents. The other family members of the victims, and you have to hear this woman say this. And to me, it's like, are you trying to take the justice away from me, bitch? Like, no shot. Like, that's crazy to me that you're like, no. I actually sleep at peace. I sleep at peace knowing that these guys come back to me and say, we're fine. We're doing great. I'm like running like I'm at Spirit Kroger right now. It's crazy here. I got a lot going on. Like, what? Huh? Who? Fuck you. Fuck you all the way. Like, so... I don't know. I don't really know. Like, that's all I have here. I couldn't imagine, man. But yeah. I mean, they literally had to find the bodies on the property. They had to dig them up, and I talked about the whole like thing where we talk about mental health, we talk about mental illness, and how like, well, this can go untreated, and maybe we should take that in consideration here. But it is so hard for me to do that when it's like, if this person does have mental problems, sure, maybe fair, awesome, valid, question mark. But it's like, you did know right from wrong. And this is where I do come back and I'm like, no, I do fuck with that. That's my Law and Order TV talk coming through. I don't care if it's propaganda. It's like, come on now. You did know better here. If you truly thought you were some sex goddess for Jesus, then air it out. Put it in public. Say it with your chest. Like, no, like, you deserve to go to jail. I'm sorry. You gotta go away. You cannot pass go. You cannot collect $200. Fuck you. Tomato town. Blah. Okay. That's all I have to say there. We have one more thing to cover. Let me take a couple of seconds. Oh, yeah. Okay. Ooh. All right. We got one more story to cover. I got this from the publication Quran. Not one I've used before, but I did, reference this story from other places too. Or I found it in other places. So, Houston man ticketed for feeding unhoused found not guilty. It's crazy. It's crazy that this is even a conversation that we have to have, where there are people out there, organizations out there, in this situation, it's Food Not Bombs, that are actually doing the real work that the fucking state cannot, and for some reason will not do, in terms of providing and helping for unhoused people who need the help the most in our communities. They're like, fuck them, who cares? And in the situation where there are people actually helping, like I said, doing the work, they're saying, actually, you're the problem. You're a problem. And they're trying to stop this. They're trying to disrupt this help. And it bothers me. So I saw the story today and I said, fuck it, let's air it out. A volunteer with Food Not Bombs, who was ticketed by Houston police for feeding the unhoused outside the downtown public library, was found not guilty in a criminal court on Sunday. This was Philip Cohn. He was handing out food to unhoused people with fellow Food Not Bombs volunteers at the corner of McKinney and Smith Streets in downtown Houston on March 6th when trouble began. Food Not Bombs had served meals to unhoused people at that same corner 4 nights a week for the past 20 years, even as Houston police has started handing out tickets for allegedly violating a city ordinance against giving unhoused people food in the downtown area, as per Fox 26. Bacone received a criminal citation for allegedly violating the ordinance that evening after police allegedly told Food Not Bombs to move their operations to 61 Resner Street, the home of HPD's former headquarters. Now, I'm sure to some people that can seem like just like a minor thing, and like, why couldn't they just be compliant? But the thing is, There's a like, this is an institutional situation that has happened here. 20 years. People can know that they can go to get some food to eat. They can go to this library and eat here. Like, at least get something. And essentially, either via some complaints or just because they're feeling randy right now, they're like, you know what? We don't like this. This is so garish. Like, this shouldn't be happening here. We told you guys to move to the old precinct. Go take it there. But the thing is, what if people aren't, they aren't receptive to that? They don't know that. You know what I mean? Like, at the same time, you were displacing these people. It's not like they can just hop in a fucking car or whatever. Like, they have to make that trek to the other place. So I just feel like this is just extremely absurd, extremely irrational and harsh to just be like, oh no, we're just going to keep ticketing you guys here until you get the message. Essentially, you're just trying to stop these guys from doing good work. So I'm glad that Bacone was found not guilty. I'm glad that a jury of his peers saw the situation and was like, this is crazy. This is insane. No thanks. And they said not guilty. So he doesn't have to fucking deal with his fucking ticket. So yeah, but I did want to add here, Houston officials struck a defiant tone in a statement issued after the hearing. The city of Houston intends to vigorously pursue violations of its ordinance relating to the feeding of the homeless. It is a health and safety issue for protecting Houston's residents. Let's see. There have been complaints and incidents regarding the congregation of the homeless around the library, even during off hours. No municipality prevails in every prosecution of a category of violations. They're like, it's okay. We'll just keep at it. Because this is a problem. And it's like, if you solve the bigger problem, the unhoused people here and actually tending to them, then you wouldn't have this issue. So why don't you get more involved in that instead of doing this petty ass fucking bullshit? But I mean, there are countless stories like that, honestly, that I feel like I'm missing. I know in Alaska, I believe like an official mayor, governor, I don't fucking know, was like, yo, we're so pressed here, we're so taxed, I might need to be sending people to California. And then meanwhile, like, California is like busting up homeless places and shit. Like, you guys can't be here. Rah, rah, rah. And I've already talked about the fucking landlord situation. That's already something they're trying to put the kibosh on, which, don't get me wrong, that's not a good situation, but it's at least people getting out of the weather, getting out of the elements. And it's like, fuck, dude. Like, no matter what state we go to, this shit is always an issue. It's always a problem. And it's like, man, I just wish, especially in these conservative fucking, areas. Nah, fuck it, man. In all these areas, that instead of just distracting from the problem, you actually dealt with it. You actually got your hands on it. You know what I mean? Not just like did fucking fake ass campaign promises, you know what I mean? And then when you get to a position and you just fucking let it flop and you go to this shit, you're like the fucking city attorney Arturo Michelle, and you're worrying about every fucking grievance on every fucking corner where people are doing good work. Okay. Little light news to let you go. I think for tonight there is a supermoon, and apparently this month, there are going to be 2 supermoons. That's a once in a blue moon event kind of thing, right? Something like that. I think that's what they say. So yeah, I'm running a little long here. I've been doing some big wind. But thank you so much for tuning in. Truly, that is it makes me so happy to know that there are people out there listening to my 2 cents. It means the world. It means so much. Let's see. I gotta finish the shill though. Patreon.com/Isaiah News. If you would like to support financially, become a newsie. You see it, you become a part of it, you feel it, you feel me. If you free back, IsaiahNews1@gmail.com, on all the socials if you want to reach me there, or the podcast. That's all I got. So yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a friend. Hopefully I see you soon for some more good news. I love ya. Bye-bye. Mwah.